He's the Brontosaurus of Morning Talk Radio. It's your host, Adam Josh.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the Morning Banana. How are y'all doing? Today is Monday, the 18th, and we're back at it. Back at it with another week of bananas, as I do, and coffees and work. Of course, with the weekend, I don't really take a weekend. I usually find myself working around the house or at one of the restaurants. There's always something to do. But how was your weekend? I've got a smattering of news to cover here, and we'll get right to it. I have some guests lined up, hopefully for this week. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but if we get some agreeances, then we will definitely have some guests on the Morning Banana show this week, which will be exciting. So let's get right to it. I hope you guys had a great weekend and had some time to relax with your loved ones. Another week, March 18th. We're still in the season of Pisces, and don't you forget it. The emotions are flying everywhere. In the news, apparently Paris Jackson had tried to commit suicide by slicing her wrists, but then she goes on Twitter and says that TMZ was lying when they reported that. Malik Obama, somebody who I've followed for a while on Twitter, especially during the 2016 presidential campaign, is tweeting that his brother, his half-brother Obama's wife, is actually Michael. That's some interesting side stuff. The Christchurch massacre is now being reported by some to be a false flag hoax, which the end goal was to create stricter gun laws in New Zealand. I have a little bit of inside baseball on this thing, but I'm keeping it to myself until I know more. The bottom line being that it's good to question things. I'm not coming down and saying this definitively happened or this did not definitively happen, but we had some people in the area that gave me a little bit of background. But it's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to look around at some things that don't make sense. I've seen edited footage. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube is being told to scrub the footage as fast as it goes up, and maybe there are reasons why they are pixelating the guy's face. I've skimmed through the manifesto that the guy who's claiming responsibility for the attacks, I read his manifesto, and it seems like almost too good to be true, like a button on it and a bow on it, and here it is, right-wing extremist, self-proclaimed racist, kills 49 Muslims inside of a mosque, and then bing, bang, boom, and now 1, 2, 3. The next thing is, stricter gun control laws and security beefed up around mosques, and Islam is now a victim, and Muslims are elevated to victimhood status. I'm adopted by Muslims, so we had an episode years ago after 9/11 where there was a fire outside of our local mosque, And at that time, nobody thought it would be a false flag. People thought, well, some disgruntled kid or disgruntled person decided to light a fire in front of the mosque. The mosque is made of brick, so the fire was literally just beside the brick. It didn't do anything, just made a black mark. Somebody might have been angry about 9/11 and blaming it on people in Niagara because they're Muslims. So the Muslim family that I have is pretty educated, pretty worldly, so that they know that things aren't always as they seem. They know that all Muslims aren't, not every Muslim goes to the board meetings. There's not every Muslim agrees on everything, and there's some good people, some bad people, some good Muslims, bad Muslims, just the same as any other religion. So, but yeah, I had some boots on the ground, and a little bit of an inside baseball situation going on. So I'm still ferreting it all out myself. But frankly, I would not be surprised if it was a orchestrated event, one way or the other. I would not be surprised. It may not be, and I'm not trying to take away from the victims. There may very well be victims. I'm not there. I don't know, but I've heard that Islamic law is that the bodies get buried that day. So the fact that the bodies are being held for a few days, I'm sure it's upsetting to the families. Raises an eyebrow to me. And there's some stuff that you see, like the no blood in the bloodless mass shootings, no holes in the wall, that type of thing. That freaks everybody out when you see, okay, well, the guy filmed it. Okay, cool. So he's got an assault rifle or a rifle AR-15 or whatever the heck it was. He's shooting at walls and there's no bullet holes in the walls. He's shooting at people and there's no blood. But, what do I know? The truth is, I'm not an authority on these things, and I don't know. So I'm in limbo right now, and I'm not coming down on one side or the other. But there are such things as false flags. Operation Northwoods, declassified, shows that 9/11 was a pretty clear false flag to me. And yeah, so moving right along, I'm reserving judgment until further notice. Let's see what else we got. The ICE border agency says that 0 border walls have gone up. Well, that's kind of bizarre, seeing that President Trump campaigned on building the wall. I believe that some walls have been repaired, but mystifying circle hole in sky stuns. It's as if God threw a stone into a lake. Mystifying circular hole in sky stuns the United Arab Emirates. Well, United Arab Emirates, you are discovering the HAARP array effects, and it has nothing to do with God. It looks like the HAARP, the HAARP, is in action in the United Arab Emirates, and those people need to get with the times if they don't already know that. The United Arab Emirates is way ahead of us in many ways, by the way. They had the envelopeless ATM dispensing ATMs before we did. So Kellyanne Conway's husband suggests that Trump has a narcissistic personality disorder. Well, imagine my shock. Beto O'Rourke raises $6.1 million on first day, topping Sanders and all other rivals. Beto O'Rourke may be doing a fundraising campaign and maybe making some money and whatever. And maybe he's in the presidential economy, but he's not going to be president. Not going to happen. No. Adam Josh predictions. Where's the late to the game runners like The Rock and Michelle Obama? Where's the late to the game runners like Oprah? I'm still waiting for these guys. Well, my banana's done. Another thing I can say is that if anybody thinks Joe Biden is going to be president, they got another thing coming. This guy is, number one, so perverted that you just have to scratch the surface of memes and cover-ups that have taken place around Joe Biden, and you'll see what I'm saying. This guy, gangster pervert written all over him, and I don't know what American would allow themselves to be governed by a guy like that. What else do we got here? 1.5, back to the Christchurch thing. 1.5 million videos of Christchurch mosque attack in New Zealand were removed by Facebook. Now I can understand, in deleting these things, if maybe they say, well, we're afraid of copycat killers. He used a GoPro, sent out his manifesto, and stored it in a number of areas so that it couldn't quickly be taken down. The New Zealand Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, has said she wants to discuss the issue of live streaming with Facebook. So two things seem to be the end result of this, other than if people died, then people are dead. Other than that, the other thing will be hyped up security at the mosques and gun rights taken away. And I guess the third thing would be Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and live streaming. Because live streaming, what I'm doing right now, just chatting to people, down to earth, down to the plane, down to the flat earth. What I'm doing right now, just talking to people, is actually a threat. I don't really perceive what I'm doing as a threat, but what I'm doing is a threat to everybody else in the same community that's doing it with money behind it. So there's no money behind me. I'm not partnered with YouTube. Whether you watch this, whether you don't, whether I get clicks or not, I'm not supported by ads. I'm not supported with donations. And outside of anything anybody's ever given me, which is nothing to talk about, nothing much to talk about, $10 here, $50 there years ago, I've got a couple donations, but nothing I would tell you if it was something worth talking about, and it's not. So people like me are a threat because if you look at it as competition is a sin, according to David Rockefeller. And the competition, we can't be competitive with the morning talk shows because they need the money. They need the audience. The audience is where the money is. They want the money from the audience. People have money, so they want the people. Does that make sense? All right. Well, Earth is flat. Get out there and film the moon with your P100s and make sure to show me what you find. I'm hoping to have, like I was saying, some guests on the Morning Banana Show. If you want to have me call you on the Morning Banana Show to spice this up a bit, I have a landline right here. I'll call you on speakerphone and we'll chit-chat for the length of a banana, and that'll be fun. Spice it up. Come on the Morning Banana Show. And until banana number 21, I am going to say goodbye. So you guys take care of yourselves. Banana. Doesn't sound good slow. There we go. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good week.